Hello dear viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to solve related problems in economics and math. So in this video we're going to be solving one question that is a very big problem to many students. And let's go to the question. Alright, before we go to the question, please, I would like that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Math Tutorial by Dama. Please subscribe, like, and share. Also, drop your question in the comment box below. Thanks. Alright, here is the question. Alright, we have question say the marginal revenue and marginal cost functions of a small firm is given by marginal revenue is equal to 12 cure minus 80 and marginal cost is equal to 4 cure minus 4. It should also be noted that the total fixed cost is equal to 240, where cure quantity produced. A. Determine the total revenue and total cost functions of the firm. Determine the profit function of the firm. Find the break-even quantities. While you are brainstorming on the question, please don't forget to subscribe on Math Tutorial by Ndama. You will be having many more questions that will help you in your studies and even in your day-to-day business life. Okay, let's get the solution. Okay, so we are back to the solution where we still have the question that is being labeled above. So the solution to this question, remember that whenever you are given a function in economics, that is a function of marginal revenue to have total revenue, you need to integrate the function of marginal revenue to have what? Total revenue, because marginal revenue is just a small portion of what? Total revenue. So integration is simply adding power to a function. In this case, A, it said determine the total revenue function of the firm. Okay, so we define our variables, whereby we have marginal revenue is equal to 12 cure minus 80. Marginal cost is equal to 4 cure minus 4. Total fixed cost is equal to 240. In question A, they say we should look for total revenue. As I earlier said, whenever you're asked to look for total revenue when the marginal revenue function is given, we simply do what? We take the integral of marginal revenue dq. We are taking dq because the function of marginal revenue is written in terms of q. That is why we take dq. Then, when we substitute the function for marginal revenue in the place of marginal revenue, that is the integral of 12q minus 80 dq. When we integrate 12q, we will have 12q squared divided by 2 minus 80q plus c, the constant of the integration, which is c. Remember, whenever you're integrating, the simple rule of integration is simply adding 1 to the power and dividing by the new power. The new power is when you must have added 1, because on the original integral sign, q is to the power 1. So when we integrate, we add 1 plus 1, it gives us q squared divided by 2. Then, remember, we're calculating for total revenue, but when quantity is equal to 0, your revenue will be equal to 0 because you haven't produced anything yet and you have sold nothing yet. Therefore, the final function for total revenue curve is 6q minus 80q when we must have simplified 12 divided by 2, which gives us 6 cure square minus 80 cure. That is the function for total revenue. We'll go to question 2, sub 2, which is B. We have total cost is equal to the integral of marginal cost. Same as in total revenue. Whenever you want to have the total cost function when marginal cost has been given, we'll take the integral of marginal cost dq. After substituting, we need to integrate 4q minus 4 dq. When you integrate 4q, you are going to have 4q squared. Please, it is 4q squared, not 40q squared, as we are seeing. Thank you. Therefore, minus 4q. Whenever we integrate the constant, we just add the variable in which we are integrating in respect to. That is why when integrating for total revenue, we had 80 as a constant and we had what? 80q. Same as in here, we have 4 as a constant and we add q. Okay, so our function is 4q squared over 2 minus 4q plus c. So, but when q is equal to 0, total fixed cost is equal to what? C. Then total fixed cost is equal to 240 as was given in the information provided. Why? Because whenever you haven't produced yet, when your quantity is still 0, but you have already incurred at least the cost of, buying the fixed cost, buying the land, the building, and the machinery that you will use in production. So our final total cost function is 2q squared minus 4q plus 240. That is that. Before we go to C, we need to take a small break. Okay, C says profit function of the firm. That is, you should calculate the profit function of the firm. Profit is at the point where total revenue is equal to total cost in economics. Then, when you want to calculate the profit function, we take it from total revenue minus total cost is equal to 0. Then we substitute total revenue, all that minus total cost. When we substitute, we simplify. We open the bracket with the negative. Negative multiply everything inside the function of what? Total cost. That is negative times 2q squared. It gives us negative q squared. Negative times negative 4q give us plus 4q, and so on and so forth. So the like terms we have here is 6q squared and 2q squared. So 6q squared minus 2q squared will give us 4q squared. So we simplify it in that way. Minus 80q plus 4q is going to give us 76q minus 240. Okay, we'll go to the last section of the question, which I will briefly explain. On the last section of the question, they say to solve for break-even quantity, the profit function is that. Therefore, using the quadratic formula, break-even quantity is that quantity that will equate what? That will make total revenue minus total cost equal to 0, meaning it is the output where the firm makes 0 profit, or we call it what? Break even. Okay, so to calculate for break even, since we already have our profit function that gives us a quadratic equation, we can use any method to solve for the quadratic equation, but to solve for formula method, this is how it's going to look like. Our formula for the formula method is Q will be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then our a here is 4, the coefficient of s squared, Our b is the coefficient of cure, and our c is the constant, which is negative 240. Substituting that, we simplify using a calculator. You can use a calculator. As you simplify, you simplify, you simplify. I believe you can simplify this using a calculator. If you have any difficulty in anything, please drop it on the comment section below so that I can clarify us more. Okay, after simplifying, you will see that Q1 is equal to 76 plus 78 divided by 8, which will give us Q1 as 19.25 units. Then we take down the negative sign, which is Q2, 76 minus 78 all over 8. It will give us negative 0.25 units. And the conclusion here is, since negative production levels are not possible, the break-even output or quantity is 19.25 units, because we always take the highest positive value to give us the break-even quantity. Please don't forget to comment on the section below if you have any question, any worry concerning this question. This is the end of this question, and please don't forget to subscribe and to get more videos again. See you and thank you. Math tutorial by Ndama.